Good morning, good morning. It is Thursday, 27th of February, 10 a.m. in the morning. I have to say, very quickly, it was very close this week for this week to turn into pretty much a drinking excuse week. There was 2 days this week. I think it was Monday was kind of a logistics physical day. And so then there was whiskey drinking at the end of that day. And then there was a birthday this week. And so there was drinking all actually from 11 a.m. on that day. So even though like Thursday was a logistics admin day for me to go and get like some new glasses sorted out and things like that, today could quite easily still even fall into the bracket of a drinking day at some point if suggested by the other half. But I'm gonna probably not do that because I have a logistics day tomorrow. But all right. Wanted to catch up with you on my daily Stoic reading for today out of this fantastic book, 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living. I'll put a link below in the body text. Today's was Cultivating Indifference Where Others Grow Passion, which I thought was kind of a really good sentiment to where we are with Steam, It, and Tron right now. Of all the things that are, some are good, others bad, and yet others indifferent. The goods are virtues and all that share in them. The bad are the vices and all that indulge them. The indifferents lie in between virtue and vice and include wealth, health, life, death, pleasure, and pain. Oof, right in a giggle dick, that one. Yeah, I'm often indifferent about how platforms ebb and flow and shape into different things. And it's funny, the more you get invested in a platform, the more you seem to want to have an opinion about it. And yet I've really tried my hardest to back away from that debate, because that's all you end up doing is debating about the debate. And what I see here is a platform that I can still blog to now. Like nothing really happened with the soft fork and the hard fork. There was no no downtime for the chain. It was just like a rule set had changed to do with a certain aggressive or immediate threat, as they called it. We don't know, or we will never know probably, if that was ever going to be enacted, or if something will change after March, or if the nerds will find some of the psyops way of getting Justin Sung to believe everything they say. We will see. But at the end of the day, if you've been on any platform for 3 or 4 years and you have money invested in it and you see that as property, then you're going to probably defend that property, right? I mean, in a virtual way. Like, it's not like you're using weapons and spears and like fire bombs. It's just like you're going to do that with words and digital intention by changing the way the structure of the contracts between the people who invest in this chain do. If you've never had one of these before as well, if you're not a Brit, custard creams for the win. So yeah, today I'm doing some video work on a template for Tron. I've been working on it for the last 3 or 4 days, and I've been going through the the spec manual, the brand guide, even that's what it's called, and it's been interesting to see inside of the brand guide how Justin Sun and his team and the Tron Foundation, how they perceive themselves. And I'm probably going to do that as a separate video because I think it warrants a video of its own, and I'll probably put that onto my team video page. I'm not sure where I'm going to post this today. Maybe I'll put this onto team video and maybe I'll post that other one onto team Humble. But very interesting to see how Tron is perceived within the company in terms of their layout of their graphics and not having anything near the graphic and how you place it on top of something. I mean, it's a really well thought out brand guide, so they obviously paid somebody quite a bit of money to get it done, because it has all of that kind of refinement in there in terms of like the curvature and the kerning and making sure that if you're going to use a graphic, that Tron is at the very top, away from the graphic, almost like above everything. And I think that's kind of the sentiment that Justin Sun is kind of aiming at, is that he wants to be as well known as Bitcoin. And it's interesting to watch that play out on the web, how all these people come forward and contest that placeholder. Is the technology good? Is the community good? Is it just a shit coin? Is it just top 10 of just gambling dApps, and every cryptocurrency coin has the same kind of issue. We have all these thousands of these cryptocurrencies, so you have to weed out which ones are going to be worthwhile investing in. And it may turn out that a lot of them fall by the wayside. We might end up with only like 4 or 5. And do you think that Tron is going to be up there? Do we think Steam is going to be up there? I'd like to think Steam would be somewhere up there, just from pure intention alone, from just sheer force of will of the collection of people who've decided that, yes, this is the blockchain that I'm using, and I will kind of fight to the death for it. I have a lot of admiration for that. I think setting your flag in the sand and being like, this works for me, this code base works for me, this kind of grouping works for me. Even if you're not necessarily hitched to the wagon of that tribe, just being able to rock up and be like, you know, I support these things, and people be like, yes, that's okay, you're at the back, but you're welcome to join the tribe. What's that light there? I've got like somebody's getting transported down from another planet. So I'm feeling pretty pumped today. This cultivating indifference, I think that's where my head state is at the moment, because I'm still on the fence about everything. I still think it was a smart move to limit the ability that Justin Sun had, or a purchaser, forget Justin, forget Tron, a purchaser had to be able to do like extreme actions on the chain. I just don't know if we weaponized it for the sake of securing the chain or securing position for the ones who wanted to push it through. And it just shows that consensus is really difficult when the judges of that trial can be bought and paid off and influenced. I think that's probably the hardest thing to get right, is consensus with these platforms. But the bottom line is the chain is still running. We can all post. I don't have to keep running that script to pull all of my blog posts off Steam for the meantime. So Annex, if you were getting hit with lots of requests for me to pull my posts off, I have stopped that. Even though I have been looking at Hugo, and I've been looking at static sites, and been looking at this whole Jamstack thing. That gets me actually more excited than CSS and learning a language ever did, because it makes it more simple for me to make a decision on it, because it supports JavaScript's APIs and markup, and you can use bring any JavaScript to the party, or any API, which has got me thinking, well, surely I can plug in or learn how to plug in and build a bridge from Steam via the API to one of these static site builders, and then I can build my own front end in the way that I want my front end to look. I don't have to dig deep into Condenser and remix Condenser and learn about Condenser. I can just have the styling and the layout and the design like I want it, and then build around it. So that's kind of where I'm heading at. I'm learning a little bit about Hugo right now, but also some stuff about Git and GitHub. I think once I've got that locked down, checking things in, checking things out, I'll be able to use some of these sites a lot easier. There's so many great hosting sites. There's like Zeit, there's Surge, there's Netlify. All of these are really, really cool web applications for doing like hosting, and they do way more than hosting, and they're easy too. Some of them are command line, but some of them are like web interface stuff. So I've been playing around with that yesterday, and probably will do all of March as well. All right, I will catch up with you soon. I hope you have a great day wherever you are on Thursday. Thursday's a bit of a weird day. It used to be the start of partying for me, but that rapidly disappeared. All right, I will catch up with you tomorrow. Take care. Bye. Drifting